Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students, and I, Engineer Shad Muhammad, lecturer at Department of Civil Engineering, Comsats University, Islamabad, Sahiwal campus. Welcome you all to this interesting lecture on stress transformation. And today it will be our lecture number 23, and we will be continuing 24. Sorry, and we will be continuing our previous lecture regarding the maximum shear stresses and maximum principal stresses. Okay, in our previous lecture, let me briefly overview that we studied that how we are going to find the maximum. First, we studied why stress transformation is required. Sorry. Why stress transformation is required, and you have to take the general body, and you took some stresses, uniform stresses and orientation at theta, and to find the resultant axial stresses and shear stresses, we found the transformation equation at orientation theta. These are your transformation equation at any angle theta. So later on we studied we derived equations for on which plane these axial stresses and shear stresses will be maximum and minimum. So we came up when we derived these equations that maximum shear stresses will be can be calculated by this equation, and maximum shear angle, so these stresses will be applied on which angle, so you can calculate with the help of this one. And similarly, mean stresses formula is this one: average stresses, average axial stresses. Okay, and similarly maximum and minimum principal stresses you can find with the help of this one. Okay, third point, draw the maximum shear stress element. When you have found that the maximum stresses, then you are going to find the you have to draw the maximum shear stress element. Draw an element at any angle theta s. So one face at theta s. So your face of the one of the face of the block should be at theta x, theta s. Evaluate tau at theta s with the help of this equation. So when you have found theta s, you are going to put it in your original equation and find the shear stress at theta s. Shear stress at theta s should be equal to plus minus tau max. So when you have put the plane on which you have maximum and minimum shear stress, then you will get the maximum and minimum shear stresses. Okay, if not, check the calculation error. Okay, draw shear stress tau max on face theta s consistent with your tau theta s. Okay, you will find tau maximum with the help of this equation, and if this tau max is consistent with this tau, then your orientation is fine. If there is if this is not consistent with this tau, then there is an orientation error, and you will have to fix the direction of theta x. Draw consistent shear stresses on the remaining three faces, and when you have found the one of the direction of the tau max, and then you are going to draw and make other shear stresses directions. Draw normal stress M on all the faces since consistent with sign of stress M. So average stresses you are going to make that consistent with those. So on which plane you have maximum shear stress, you will have average normal stresses. Okay. Second thing, this was for shear stress. Drawing your stress block for shear stresses. Now we will be drawing your stress block for axial stresses or normal stresses, maximum normal stresses and minimum normal stresses. Draw the principal stress element, your original element. Draw an element at the principal stress angle theta. Okay, how are you going to find the orientation of the plane on which your maximum and minimum shear stresses are going to occur? So you are going to find the principal plane, so you are going to subtract the 45-degree angle and you will get the plane of minimum. Okay, that in our appendices. Okay, let me show it over here. This one. Okay, if you are going to find, if you know the plane of shear stresses, maximum shear stresses, you can find the principal stresses, maximum principal stresses by adding 45-degree with shear stresses. Okay, the plane of minimum shear stress you can find by subtracting 45-degree from shear stresses. Okay, got my point? This is plus minus. Okay, plane of maximum principal stress you have to plus, and for plane for minimum principal stress you have to minus from 45-degree from shear stresses. Alright, this one. This is for minimum principal stresses. This equation is for minimum principal stress. Evaluate, you have found this angle, you have put it into this one transformation, and you will check that either it matches with your this equation or not. You have found, you will get some value, and principal stresses should be equal to maximum principal stresses or minimum principals. If not, check the calculation error. So this output of this equation should be equal to this one, output of this one or output of this one. If not, then you are having some calculation error. Okay, draw the normal stresses on theta p consistent with theta p. You have found this, and if maximum normal stresses, you should if you are this output of this is equal to minimum normal stresses, then your at this theta p you are having minimum normal stresses. If at output of this one is equal to maximum normal stresses, then these normal stresses are oriented, or at orientation of theta p you will have maximum normal stresses. Okay, when we will solve equations and numericals, then you will understand, and the more you practice, the more better understanding you will get. Draw the normal stresses on theta p plus 90 equal to the other principal stresses. So if you have minimum principal stresses, then you are going to add 90-degree and you will get the maximum principal plane. Shear stress is 0 on all faces of this element. So when you will have maximum normal stresses and minimum normal stresses, then your shear stresses will be 0 at these planes. Got it? All right. Alternatively, wait a minute. All right. Alternatively, determine the planes on the principal stresses element on which axial maximum and minimum principal stresses acts using the direction of shear and maximum shear element. You have to construct the orientation. You have to plot the orientation on which you will have maximum normal stresses and maximum shear stresses. How you are going to do it? Let's look at it. Sigma max and sigma minimum always acts on the elements oriented at shear minus 45 degree. So if you are going to shear plane, you have your shear plane, you minus that, then you will have minimum normal stress, and plus 45 you will get maximum normal stresses. Okay, instead of finding the faces on which sigma max and sigma minimum acts by evaluating this, note that sigma max acts on the faces near sigma max arrow head, and minimum acts on the faces where arrow tails. Okay. Okay, and see this from drawing the triangle in different senses. Okay, you have this one. At where you will have maximum shear stresses, you will have minimum principal stresses. Okay, and these are your average stresses. Okay, when you will have maximum shear stresses on other angle edges, you will have average stresses. Got my point? And similarly you will have this one. So at this face you will have minimum normal stresses, this phase. Okay, at tau max, and you will have, when your arrows are both at tau max, then you will have maximum tau principal stresses. Okay, this one you can see over here. Very tricky, very easy. Understood? Little bit tricky. Let's understand it again. Principal maximum and principal minimum acts at any element oriented at shear stress minus 45 degree. Instead of finding the faces on which principal maximum and minimum acts by evaluating this. So one option is this, that you evaluate theta p, and then you find the plane on which theta p acts. And I can personally considering this approach will be better, because it do apply your comprehension, and it will be far better to do step by step. Otherwise this is an easier way. The face on which you will have tau max, and you will have tail. So in front of your tail you will have sigma minimum, and if your both arrows head are there, and you will have in front of tau max you will have shear maximum. So these are your two orientation, and some transformed, and this is your plot of element of maximum and minimum principal stresses. Okay, let's solve an equation in numerical. So we have an example problem 7.7, and these are your stress block, and stresses are shown 2000 psi sigma y, if this is your y, or this is your y axis, and if this is x, then this is sigma x. Okay, do not confuse this thing with your conventions. Okay, this is minus 2000 psi, and this one 5000 psi. I told you before that if this arrow, this vertical arrow, if this is rotating in counterclockwise, you are going to take it positive. Remember this, if this is going counterclockwise, you are going to take it positive, and if this is clockwise, then you are going to take it negative. Second example, this that if you are having a top is having arrows, then this is positive, and if that is we can see our previous examples. This one, see, top is having both arrows, then this is positive, and if it is having tails at top, then that is negative. Got my point? Two tricks. First is this, that you look at both arrows. If both arrows coincide, and then that is positive shear. If both arrows have tails at this point, top right corner, then that is negative shear. Second indication, second trick. If you have to see this face, if your arrow is moving clockwise, then that is negative shear, and if arrow is moving counterclockwise, then that is positive shear. I like this one, second one. I use this second approach. It's up to you, whatever you like, and whatever seems appropriate and easy for you. All right. Let me open the window. All right, we are here. Given the state of stress shown, draw maximum shear stress element and principal stress element. You have to draw the maximum stress element and maximum normal stress element, principal stress element. Very simple question, but it is having a lot of complexity. Means if you are going to plot, then you have to calculate the maximum principal shear stresses, the values of maximum shear stresses, and the orientation on which those maximum shear stresses are applied, and you have to confirm that too. And the third thing is this, that you have to find the maximum principal stresses and the plane on which maximum principal stresses are applied, and you have to confirm that your plane is the same plane on which your maximum principal stresses are applied or minimum principal stresses are applied. And then you have to plot 5-6 points. 1, you have to find the maximum shear stresses. Okay, you have the equations, you have to find the maximum shear stresses. Second thing, you have to find the orientation on which maximum shear stresses are applied. Okay, the third thing, you have to confirm that the plane on which you have the maximum principal stress, maximum shear stresses or minimum shear stresses. 3 steps are for plotting, which will be helpful in plotting maximum shear stresses. Fourth point, you have to find maximum principal stresses. Fifth point, you have to find the plane on which maximum principal stresses are applied. Sixth point, you have to confirm the plane on which maximum principal stresses are applied. Either maximum principal stresses are applied or minimum principal stresses are applied, that the plane. Seventh point, you have to plot the maximum shear plane and the minimum maximum principal plane and block. Okay, let's move to the solution. Note the direction of the stresses on the x, and so your y is negative minus 2000 psi, x is positive 8000 psi, and shear is 5000 psi. Okay, and to find the maximum shear stress and principal stresses, the given parameters are given. So this is your equation for maximum shear stress, under root 1 by 4 sigma x minus sigma y minus sigma x whole square. So values are given, and take consideration for the sign conventions, and you have 6400 psi. Got it? Now you are going to find the plane on which these maximum stresses are applied. So theta s, you have this one, maximum shear angle, you got minus 25.67. Minus indicates that if this is positive, counterclockwise is positive, that clockwise is negative. So your orientation is 25 in this degree. So this is your average stresses formula. Stress mean is equal to 1 by 2 stress sigma xy. So why we found the average stresses? There are two reasons for finding the average stresses. One reason is this, that when you are plotting the maximum shear stresses block, then if you have maximum shear stresses, then on other angles you will have average stresses. Okay, not zero stresses but average stresses, average principal stresses, average principal stresses, not principal stresses, average stresses. Okay, these are not principal stresses. Okay, average normal stresses. Another thing we require for plotting, and second thing is this, that very easily you can find tau max is given, so you add and you get sigma max, and you subtract, then you get sigma minimum. So this is for our one stress block, and now we are going to test that either at this orientation you will have maximum shear stresses or minimum shear stresses. So you how you are going to do is this, that you put this angle in your stress transformation equation, and if your resultant matches this equation, then you will have this maximum at this orientation. Okay, so this is your plot for the shear stresses. This is your positive x-axis, and minus 25.67 clockwise. I told you if this angle is minus, then that is clockwise, and if that is positive, then that is anti-clockwise. And this is maximum shear is positive, so both arrows should be at this corner, and 64 point if that would be negative and this also be negative, then this will be tail of these arrows should be at this one. Another point, at these other orientations you will have average normal stresses, not average principal stresses but average normal stresses. This is your stress block for shear. You got 5 marks. How to get other 5 marks is very simple. So shear stresses is drawn in the positive sense on that face. This is positive sense on that face, and remaining shear stresses are drawn consistent. So if your both arrows are matching here, then at other arrows, at other corner, your arrows should be matching too. If you shear from here, then that should be mirror images. Okay, this is your consistency, what it is saying. Both normal stresses on this element equals to, so on the plane on which you will have maximum shear stresses, on other planes you will have average stresses, average normal stresses. Okay, now part B, we are going to find the principal stress element is 45 degree from maximum shear maximum shear stress, sorry, principal stress element is 45 degree from maximum shear stress element. So this is your maximum shear stress element oriented at minus 25.67 degree. So you add the 45-degree angle, you will get the maximum principal stress angle, and you got theta is equal to 19.32 degree. You put this angle in your stress transformation equation, and and you will get the principal stresses. Either these are maximum principal stresses or minimum principal stresses. You have to confirm it. How you are going to confirm it? So you are going to find the stress maximum is equal to average stresses, average direct stress plus the maximum. So you get the same answer, 9400 psi. So means this is tau max. And what is the orientation of tau max? Is this at theta plus 90 degree. Okay. And minimum is this one. All right. So this is your for minimum angle, that minimum orientation. Okay, here is the principal stress element. Notice that sigma max is on the face that is closest to the arrowheads of the tau max on the maximum shear plane. So this is very interesting, that sigma max normal maximum is closest to this one. Which is the closest? This arrow. Remember this is essential. If it was minimum, then you are going wrong. At shear max, your principal maximum should be closest to shear max. This is very important statement. Got it? Very simple, very easy, and practice it along, and you will different angles, and change the sign conventions, and change the angles, and that's it for today. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.